It'll be fun. Well, you see it almost every day and at every store now, the option at checkout to leave a tip, even if no one's helped you. Well, a new study claims customers are over it, calling it a form of emotional blackmail. Researchers say the so-called tip creep is a way for employers to get customers to pay their employees rather than do it themselves. But those companies say tips are simply for saying thank you for a job well done. Let's discuss. Joining us now, Emily Faird. She's a stay-at-home mom. She's also a content creator. And John Carruthers. He is an entrepreneur, and you started Crust Fund Pizza. I'm so excited to have you both here because you kind of have both sides here. Yeah. Someone from the industry where you're interfacing with customers all the time, and I have to be honest, I feel tip shame sometimes, especially when everybody can see the board about what you're giving. So when do you think it goes too far? John, I'll start with you.
I am generally of a mind that we have built a very unequal system for how restaurant and food service workers are paid, and that if it's us now being annoyed at correcting that imbalance by leaving a little extra, like, boo-hoo. I mean, if this is the first time that we as a society have started to correct just a little bit of the problem and putting all the labor and all of the bad wages onto workers, like,
All right. All right. So, Emily, what do you say?
I feel like if I'm not interacting with a person, I'm probably not going to tip. I think it's different if I'm face-to-face with someone and they've provided me a service. But just going to a screen and I'm checking everything out, I'm probably not going to tip. And I'm not...
Yeah, and I find that wild that they would consider that emotional blackmail because you're saying no to nobody.
That's kind of, yeah.
The people in the study who call this emotional blackmail, they get an invite to my family Thanksgiving next year.
They'll see it.
You can see the real emotional blackmail.
Yeah.
Okay, John, I'll push back on that just a little bit. Just for some out there who say, hey, you know, if you're at a kiosk and, you know, there are people behind you or there are service people who are obviously still putting their blood, sweat, and tears into it, do you tip on top of it? When is it okay not to tip? Let's start there with that threshold.
Well, sure. I think it's okay to not tip if you don't have any face-to-face interaction. It's okay to tip if you're kind of a jerk, which a lot of people are.
Oh, no.
You know, it's just like, you going into a place and they're going to serve you food. Like, for better or worse, in this country, we have decided that we are making the customers pay the wages of the service workers, and I can't quite make myself walk back any of that support for the service workers.
All right.
Yeah, it's different if you're like in a small mom and pop shop and maybe you know you're supporting something local and it's going to the workers, but if you don't know that for sure,
and I suppose,
I don't feel
yes,
pressure.
And wage theft is a huge problem that does not get nearly enough, but like, you know, if you really think that you're tipping and it's going straight to the owners,
right.
I mean,
It'd be nice to know
see if you can get the owners put in jail.
Knew where it was going.
Yeah, I agree. I think knowing where it's going is key for sure. So tip shaming to snack shaming. This is a really interesting story. We want you to take a look at this video if you don't mind. We've got it. It's a mom who says she sent her children to school with a snack and then this happened. Here's a look.
Okay, so look at what happened to me today. I sent my son to school with Pringles, which is a very age-appropriate snack for a 3-year-old. And this is what his school said. Please help us make healthy choices at school. They wrote that on his Pringles cup. They snack shamed my 3-year-old. They snack shamed me by writing that passive aggressively on his trash. What would...
Okay, Emily, I'll start with you. You're a mom, you pack lunches. Now, I'm happy I didn't go to this school when I was a kid because I ate Pringles. Pringles aren't...
It's an age-appropriate snack for a 31-year-old, in my opinion.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I have a 5-year-old and a 2-year-old. Shout out to teachers because they're underpaid. They're amazing, and you put up with so much. But yeah, I think the teacher was in the wrong for this one, to snack shame a 3-year-old and kind of call them out and write on the trash. Like, I feel like it could have been an email or a text message. And
I don't think the kid got shamed at all. My kids are a little older now, but I remember 3-year-olds as being basically oblivious. I think she feels real bad and went from passive-aggressive to burn the house down to get rid of the spider infestation aggressive. And, like, you know, you want to, like, snack shame, sure. How about mom put me on TikTok mortified? Like, that's a whole vibe.
you have to be prepared. If you put something on TikTok, it might blow up. She probably thought she was making a video for 200 people, and now the whole world has seen it, and we're talking about it now. I will say it gets into dangerous territory, though, when you're labeling foods like healthy or not healthy and kind of shaming someone for their choices. I mean, it just sounds like she packed her kid a snack for school, and my kid had sprinkles in a cup today with a spoon.
Hey.
So, I mean, you take the wins where you can, but, you know, there's balance in that.
We've got 10 seconds, Shauna, and you're the food expert, so we want to know.
Last thing, if you want to make that kid want Pringles more than anything else, you shame them for it, because you know what feels real good after that? Whole bag of chips.
Whole bag of Pringles.
I agree. It could have backfired. You never know. New school and more Pringles, so who knows. Guys, John, Emily, thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate it and your insight. It was awesome. So thank you.
Thank you.
And when we come back, who is this mystery man?